everybody. Oh, for fuck's sake. Can you see? You can't see me.
I cannot see. Now you're just a black square. I mean, I'm a white square, but very different meanings of square. But
All right. I don't.
there we go.
Do not like my lighting.
Today, people, we are doing the wonderful, illustrious brilliance that is Roger from Mud Fossil University.
So yeah, I've never ever heard of Roger. So I'm behind on my Dapper Dino videos apparently.
I mean, shame on you.
Yeah, no. Fair. Shame on me. Cause yeah, that is the truest tragedy.
This guy, weirdly, the particular shot we're seeing right now is actually one of the better lit shots ever.
Okay.
He's famous for not knowing how screen capture works. So whenever he wants to show you something, he just has a camera, as you can see, because hand and random rock, periodic table, and he just points it at a screen. And actually, right now, it works out pretty well. Like it's pretty well lit.
Yeah.
Decent quality. He's got
I
way
don't
too
know why
many
he's
tabs
doing
open.
this though. Like you
Because,
can
because
StreamYard is free and you can do all of this under better
because he doesn't know how anything works. That is going to become incredibly obvious. So he instead of knowing how to share a screen, he just does this and he pokes at it with a feather. So
Yeah, the infamous feather. It's
it's a thing.
lovely.
And he is going to be responding to something photo evidence, something experimental, something accelerated light. Who knows?
Yeah,
And
so I actually did see her video. This is very, very recent. One, I think it's her
yeah,
most recent one,
yeah, well, because
and it was hard for me to follow. And so
I
he
actually
watched
didn't
it.
check this until just now.
Mhm.
Apparently,
Oh,
Mud Fossil used video. Apparently, he uploaded this like less than an hour ago. Like I've had this page open for an hour or so,
okay.
but apparently he released this video today. So Sabine's video, yes, also very recent. By the way, Sabine,
You,
professional theoretical particle physicist,
hmm.
definitely one of the top 3 physics YouTube channels that I know of. Dr. Becky would be the other one, and I don't know who would be
Oh,
number
I
3.
love Dr. Becky. She's
Yeah,
awesome. I
Dr.
love
Becky is
her.
fantastic.
She is like her energy. I love her
Oh yeah,
passion. It,
for sure,
yeah. She loves science, and it shows.
for sure.
But she's also really easy to follow. I think Sabine.
Is
No, I love her dry humor. She does have a way of getting. You just know, like, this is like her way of talking to 5-year-olds. I love her videos. I try to watch most of them. And this one went a little over my head. And then he saw this and was like, nah, she's wrong. I'm like, what are you doing?
he's a treasure.
Indeed.
All
Indeed.
right,
Let's go.
let's check this out.
Okay, my friends, this is going to be really fun. This is Sabine Hassenfelder, and I respect her highly. She's a very good physicist and understands mainstream completely. Now, I'm not sure what she understands about my research and about the speed
So I
of
just
light and so
gotta
forth, but she's saying,
pause. I just gotta cut in right there and say,
Hmm.
one, it's a positive thing that she wouldn't understand what he does, because
Right.
what he does is abject nonsense. That will be made clear.
Indeed.
And also, I've seen enough of this guy talk that he does not have respect by default for professionally trained scientists. He thinks that if you have a PhD, that means that you are an idiot who like drank the Kool-Aid, basically. And so it frustrates me
Ironically.
so much. Exactly, because then when it suits their purposes, they're like, yeah, no, they're very, very smart, blah blah. I'm like, you don't think that though. So uh,
I think faster than light travel is possible, and here's why. Now, this is fair use act. I'm just responding to what she's saying, and again, you have to make your own determination. I really haven't watched enough of this to make a determination of what she is exactly saying. But I love the first part because it tied into my two favoriteest, bestest, most wonderfulest things, and here it comes.
I believe there's intelligent life on other planets, and the most plausible reason why they haven't contacted us is that we're too boring. And
well, I'm not sure I would agree with that, but I would absolutely agree that there's life on other planets. What do you think, Maya?
I mean, I understand it's likely. I don't know that we'll ever find it, but yeah, it's probable and most likely that life in some form exists. What type of life, and whether it's like animal life or plant life or just bacteria, or
Yeah, I also don't necessarily know what form. I think it could be kind of a lot of things.
yeah,
Um,
probably. I mean, obviously nothing we would see. Well, I don't know. It might be something we'd see on this planet, but
I mean, it depends on what you mean, right? Like,
right,
because
like
I
are there tardigrades or
or things like it, yeah.
yeah, More than
Is
likely.
it water based? Have you
Right. Not convinced of that.
have you read the book Project Hail Mary?
No.
So Project Hail Mary is the third novel by Andy Weir. He's the guy who wrote The Martian. The Martian was his first novel, and then it got turned into that thing that Matt Damon starred in, where a guy got trapped on Mars and they had to rescue him. It's
Yeah, I saw that.
phenomenal, phenomenal book, phenomenal film. Project Hail Mary. Do I have it? Yes. This is one of my favorite books of all time. Amazing.
Hold on, wait, put it up again.
This book,
Ah.
absolutely phenomenal, amazing.
All right, now everyone run and buy it.
Yeah, because it's so good. I forgot why I got on that topic, but aliens, I think, are a real thing. But I don't think we're too boring is a good reason.
I mean, we might be too stupid or too violent.
We might be too fragile. I would compare it more to, we have policies against contacting uncontacted groups. Like there's some islands by India that it is extremely illegal to go to, and if you go there and they kill you, guess what? That's on you.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there was a Christian dude tried to go there and proselytize to them.
Yeah. He was unanimously awarded the Darwin Award from all atheists.
Right? Yeah, and it was just not a great idea.
I mean, we haven't even figured out how to send information faster than light. Pathetic. But wait, let me guess. You've heard that it's impossible to send information faster than the speed of light because physics? Yes,
I have heard that, in fact.
I've heard that too, but I think it's wrong. And
you know what? I appreciate that. I also think it's probably wrong, but I have literally no positive reason to say that other than that'd be cool.
Wait, which part?
I believe it is physically possible to send information faster than light. I also believe that, according to everything I know about physics, it would have to violate something that we do know. But that's the thing that happens.
I think, sending information
we're
faster
right.
than light, I think could be possible. I don't know how we test that, but I could see that.
So last year, a gentleman by the name of Alain Aspect, spelled aspect, like an aspect of something. French physicist. He won the Nobel Prize last year for his work in entanglement measurements with quantum physics, and so he's thought really deeply about this issue. And information transfer is actually kind of a subtle topic in physics, but so far we haven't figured out how to do it. But that doesn't mean it's impossible.
in this video, I want to explain why. Is it possible to break the speed of light limit? That's what we'll talk about today.
She's very good, and she's
If you've been following this channel for a really
Wait, hold on. Okay, to me it sounded like he said she's very good.
Yeah.
And then he also said, and she's a woman. But
Oh, no,
that might have been garbled, and I don't want to put that on him if he didn't say that, so I want to back up and check.
yeah.
why is it possible to break the speed of light limit? That's what we'll talk about today.
she's
The speed of light limit.
yeah.
That's what we'll talk about today.
she's very good, and she's
If you've been following this channel for a
I think he just got cut off, whatever he was saying.
Yeah. We'll
Really
give
long
him the
time.
benefit of the doubt there.
Yeah.
time. First of all, thank
And
you.
you know what? We're watching this too soon for CC to be available. So
I know it isn't always easy. Second, you may remember that I already made a video about faster than light travel a few years ago, but I think no one understood it. In fact, when I watched it again recently, I didn't understand it either. So please.
I very much appreciate that. I have done that to myself, and I think scientists do that more often than they initially expect, but it is totally possible to say a bunch of stuff, and then you listen to it again the next day, and you're like, yeah, I can't follow that.
Yeah.
Please give me a second chance, because I think it's becoming increasingly relevant to get this right. And this time, I'll try to do it better.
All right, we're going to watch Sabine, but before we go, I just want to see, yes, you are correct. However, aliens have come here, and I can show you that evidence right here.
Oh.
Yeah, this guy's the authority.
We're going to get proof of aliens?
I mean, Roger has our back. Roger is here to answer the hard questions.
Of alien visitation. Interesting.
Yeah, where did Mel Gibson get those extras in the movie Signs? Proof of aliens.
And here's the light, and I can show you light accelerator.
He's going to show us light accelerating, which is not possible. That actually is directly in violation of the laws of thermodynamics. Not thermodynamics, electrodynamics, sorry.
Here's a light, a normal wave of light.
Well, I mean, because he has a magic feather. That feather, unbeknownst to most people, is actually a phoenix feather, like what Harry Potter had in his wand.
Okay.
So it allows him to perform magic laugh.
Like proof of aliens.
Like proof of aliens.
I am so here for it.
And this weird, red jellyfish thing that's on the screen.
Okay.
Light starting to accelerate. But this is pulsed red lasers, nothing more than a particle creating a wave in front of it because its field has to interact with all the fields of all these particles. They have their own little magnetic fields. So that is the pulsed red laser, and here it goes accelerating. You can see it?
I don't see anything accelerating, bro. No.
And here it's like a rocket ship, and now we can actually watch that particle manifest itself. As this,
Watch the particle manifest itself. Nobody
What does
knows
that
the
even fucking
answer.
mean?
Hold on, I can explain this. So, what does it mean? It means we got the whiteboard here. Okay.
Got the whiteboard.
So
Got the whiteboard, yeah.
What it means is very clear to me. Yeah, you know where I'm going. Yeah, what it means, Maya, is nothing. It doesn't mean anything. It means it means nothing. Okay? Okay? Now
You may have something there.
This is actually very profound.
That is.
If you integrate over all the universe, okay, of the energy, then what that equals is infinity, which is equal to 0, because facts are a myth and truth is a lie.
You know what? I've heard that. I
Yeah.
also heard that. You know what? But I didn't go to physics school, so it means so much more coming from you.
I mean, that is what they tell me to.
Oh, right, yeah.
I'm just doing what the
Gotta
they
get that
tell
show
me
money in.
to. Gotta get that shell money in.
this particle right there. And this little part here in the front is
Peter, hello, Peter. Good to see you.
Oh,
where it's
sure.
crashing
Hey,
into all the
where are
particles
you
that are
during
in
our
front of
cryptid
it. So
videos,
that
damn it?
I mean, I guess we're not the most important people on the world surface.
What?
No, that doesn't make any
That's
sense.
just crazy talk.
Yeah.
begins to glow violently, and then that particle will actually flip backwards. This one's not charging, this one is.
This one is obviously not charging. This one totally is because the glowy. Oh my god! So if you watch Dapper's series on this guy, he literally refers to the subcomponents, which don't exist, of a photon as or electrons as the glowy parts. It's so funny.
Are we like 3 minutes into this and my head already
Dark
hurts?
matter's in front of it, and this is literally dark matter. They're
How do you think my head feels?
muons, they carry all the weight, they don't divide, these get glowy or tiny, big and big, huge,
What is
and
this
tiny.
even a picture of?
The other ones don't.
No, so that says light in dark energy and matter in the vacuum of space, and then that kind of looks vaguely like some sort of representation of a fairly low order quantum wave function, but honestly, who knows? Could be anything.
Okay.
They never change size. A muon is a muon forever. And that's exactly what they say
A muon
here.
is not a muon. So he just said a muon is a muon forever, and I think now he's going to start talking a lot about muons. Muons are basically heavy electrons, which have a lifetime and they decay into other particles. So, to be clear, a muon is absolutely not a muon forever, except for in a very tautological, logical sort of sense.
Fermi, Lab, and CERN. Muons do not change size. They just keep on going and they go on by themselves. The electrons turn into the electron neutrino turns into electron star. Precisely
Ooh,
what we're
good
showing
question.
right here. No difference whatsoever. Now, and Sabine,
Muons and bark.
here is the people that you're talking about not being.
I don't know what this is, but it has nothing to do with particle physics.
What the hell?
I'm pretty sure, I don't know what this is. It looks like... So you know how people sometimes find the Virgin Mary on, their toast or something? It's like that, but with, a Roswell conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
And
I mean, well, okay, what it looks like is the preliminary beginnings of a Hollywood mask.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, this is what, the mold, the beginning of the mold, where you're just like, okay, we're just going to put the thing on the mannequin, we're going to sketch it out. We're not going to do, any heavy lifting yet.
Yeah, no.
This is, the very beginning of it. But he thinks that this is proof of something.
Right? So the paleo said it's an alien skull. The thing is, there are no holes in the skull, okay? If it's an alien skull, it's just bone, and then inside the bone there's stuff. But, there's not actually a socket here, right?
No,
Just acceleration.
the answer is always aliens. We've been through
Well,
this.
I apologize, Maya. I'm doing my best.
See, Spooky knows.
I mean,
Get with
he
it.
always knows what.
Spooky knows.
Being interested in this. I think that's an actual head from, looks like the guy you showed with his fingers up like that. Hopefully
What was that?
peaceful. And I looked at this not real carefully, but enough to where I never had it in my hands or anything. And by the time I saw these pictures, it was gone. Somebody had purchased it from the person that owned it. But I see.
Well, hold on. We got a reptilian. We got a straight up reptilian right here. You see that?
I do.
And we got another reptilian over here. All right, this is the caliber of deep thinker that we are dealing with.
to conclude that it's quite likely was real, and it had 2 ears or something. I don't know what this is, but it looked pretty
No
real
one
to me.
does.
Certainly
Now,
not
this
that.
one here I had more contact with, and this one still exists. My friend Kim has,
Oh.
and you can see the lips. You see the different texture of the skin of the.
Bro, this is not a what? You know
Why
what?
is he like he's showcasing pictures of bullshit like it's like fossilized shit he dug up in his backyard? Now, if there were actual skulls and he was like, "Look what I found during my excavation," like that would be one thing. But no, it's just like pictures on the internet, and this is proof of something.
Like this is so unconvincing. It looks less like an actual real life carving to me than it does
An artist rendering of bullshit.
an artist rendering specifically of the Argonian race from Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls. Specifically, it looks like an Argonian.
Membrane areas, and underneath the neck, it has all the structure of the neck
All
of a
the
creature.
structure of the neck.
This is underneath, and this is the nose. The tongue can come up like this through this hole. Up in here, the mouth is up above. All right? Up in here, the mouth. The tongue can come up like this through this.
Through this hole that
What? Does not
is
exist.
clearly there. What?
So we are to imagine a hole, whatever size we like, because reasons I don't understand what I'm supposed to be looking at.
I also have literally no idea.
Oh, you know what? Stephanie may have something here.
Yep.
Why not?
This hole. Up in here, the mouth is up above.
The mouth is up above, where we've accelerated light. Wait, hold on. What does this have to do with accelerating light?
Well, the technology clearly comes from the reptilians.
All right?
I guess.
The tongue would have come up through here. I think it had like a, I don't know if our tongues are exactly that way or not, but this one had like a split tongue. And
You don't know if our tongues are split tongues? Does anybody in chat, is anybody here confused as to whether or not human beings generally have split tongues? We should do a poll. Do you know how to do polls?
Oh, yeah, I can do that. So,
Do humans have split tongues?
start a poll. Do humans have split tongues? All right, let's see what they say. Let's go. It's populating.
Yeah.
you see all these little dots up in the top here? Bing, 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 bing.
All these little dots that are just random features of the material.
It almost looked like they're like, wow, here. The reason I'm showing you that is because of this.
Please.
You see all those little grades coming out?
Look, I have to. I just have to push back on this a little bit. Spooky, Dr. Spooky, forgive me, thinks that there's logic in here somewhere.
Those are fighting words. Because I don't think that's remotely accurate.
I am
right?
fighting to find the logic in here. Making logic up. He is pointing to cement
almost exactly-
and calling it a hole. I don't. Where's the logic? Okay.
Well-
we will get on his level and we will logic this up just for Spooky because I love him.
Well, not almost exactly. I don't know. It's similar. They were all serpentish things going on here a long time ago. We're not
Snakes are in fact evil.
all that boring, but people that refuse to examine reality, yeah, they're boring. I go along with you, Sabine. 100% on that one. Okay.
Okay, so I mean, we paused it a lot, but I have no idea how on earth any of that had anything to do with physics.
Because logic.
Fair point.
Here's the problem with physics and theoretical
We're about to learn the problem with physics.
people in general is that they go off on these tangents about time travel.
I'm sorry, what? Have you been listening to yourself, Roger? Roger, you cannot possibly accuse Sabine of going off on... You can accuse me of going off on tangents, okay? We've been responding to this video for like a little bit now, and we're only a little bit in. But, dude, Roger, my guy, my mud fossil guy, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, and paradoxes between going back and forth in time. Well, maybe you can do that. I don't know if anybody's going back in time, but I don't know. I can't rule it out. However, I would say that I have never seen anything go backward in time. So, what they're talking about does not necessarily.
At least he got that much right. I also am convinced that Roger has never seen something go backward in time.
I will give him that, and that makes logical sense.
Yeah. I mean, which is saying something. Look how many tabs he has open, okay? Like,
Okay.
if anybody was going to find it, it'd be him,
Holy shit. I
right?
didn't even notice that.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can get it
I
to...
didn't even know it could do that.
Necessarily
Yeah, let me see if I can get the thing to go away. I don't think I
imply
can.
time travel paradoxes. In other words, you
Right,
can't
yeah.
do this and it'll be younger than
Look at that.
yourself.
I can't move my mouse.
How would you do that? You can't go back to being younger than
Look at how
yourself.
many
Anyway,
tabs he's
there's a
got
lot
open.
of things. But listen to what she has to say to more or less finish this up about us being boring people, and that's why aliens won't come here, and we can't speed up light, or we really don't. Basically, we don't.
Hold on. Okay, I want to point out.
Yeah, I would
so-
love to hear her say that.
I also would, but the problem is that we somehow are 20 minutes and 47 seconds into Sabine's video, which is only 23 minutes and 46 seconds long. He skipped it all. He
Yeah.
started with it. I mean, he also might have just started in the middle. So see here, I skipped back,
Yeah.
and almost nothing.
Yeah.
And then here we've got the alien potato, as one does.
I mean,
And
who
then we've
doesn't
got the
include that in
Argonian.
every video?
Uh-huh. No, you know what this is? This is time travel. He time traveled
Ah.
like into the future, but I can also do that. I'm time traveling into the future right now at a rate of 1 second per second.
You can do that. I don't know if anybody's gone back in time, but I don't know. I can't rule it out. However, I would say that I have never seen anything go backward in time. So, but they're talking about does not necessarily imply time travel paradoxes. In other words, you can't do this and be younger than yourself. How would you do that? You can't go back to being younger than yourself. Anyway, there's a lot of things. But listen to what she has to say to more or less finish this up about us being boring people, and that's why aliens won't come here.
Apparently,
What?
she's going to talk about us being born people, and that's why aliens can't something.
Not
Now,
us. Her.
I
She is going to say that gibberish. And
fair point. I would like to know, though, if we're not born people, what would we be born?
alien?
Well, no, so I'm firmly of the opinion that aliens, at least many versions of them that I've seen in science fiction, which is all we've got, right, is science fiction. Most of them are people. Even the ones that are, like, homicidal and genocidal against humanity, most of them are still, like, people.
We can't speed up light, or we really don't. Basically, we don't even know what light is. I mean, I do. I just showed you what
He knows.
it is, or I will. Anyway, here goes.
To add one final reason why you shouldn't trust the argument that faster than light travel is impossible is that we know our current theory of space-time, general relativity, can't be correct because it doesn't work together with quantum theory. This is why we need a theory of quantum gravity, and we still don't have one. We know, however, that causality and locality become really screwed up in quantum mechanics, and the same is probably the case in quantum gravity.
That's all true.
Yeah, well, of course it is. I missed the
This
part
is-
where she explains that we are born human and therefore aliens won't visit us.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, that didn't sound like what she just said. I'm stupid.
No, I think it's the German accent.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely sure that was English. You know, I'm an American, so it's not like I'm fluent or anything. But it didn't sound like she was describing aliens bypassing us because we're born human. I could be
Yeah.
wrong.
Well, they don't know what the particles are made of, which is the black and white particles I showed you and will again. And they don't understand how gravity works. Why does stuff stick together?
Neither do you, bro.
Why does it all clump up in a big ball like the Earth? They don't
Gravity
understand any of this stuff.
Yeah.
And they admit it.
clumps up in a big ball like the Earth.
Why does mass attract mass is his question. And
I mean,
like,
is that his question, or is because it didn't sound like what he said. It sounded like he said gibberish, and you
No,
took
no,
it.
actually-
you tried to apply logic to it. Which
No,
is,
I'm going to give him this one. I
Okay.
think that what he said was at a reasonable level of like conversational charity, like when you interpret people's words in a reasonable light.
Why would you do that?
Because
I just showed you.
I
like,
appreciate nuance, Maya.
I don't.
And I spent
He's
a
a
decade.
fucking idiot.
I spent a decade in higher education, and I assume at
So,
somewhere
nowhere
at the
along that
bedrock,
decade did they tell you that sometimes people don't pursue higher education and they're just fucking idiots?
I don't understand what you just said.
Fine.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Sometimes mass.
Wait, hold on. So you're saying that some people aren't good at objectively evaluating it. Is that what you're saying?
I think I said fucking idiots, but yeah, that would be a charitable interpretation of my words.
Fair.
They admit it. Now, she's saying that they think they're starting to understand it, but
Did she say that?
I
I don't know anybody that understands it
I do not believe he understands
in the
what
way
she
that I
said.
understand it. And I'll show you how I understand it. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'd like to have somebody confront me about it because I can.
Oh, he would like to have somebody confront him about it. You know,
Do not
I
contact
have
this
to
man.
wonder. I have to wonder. I know a physicist or two.
Oh look, the chat is Bree, help me out.
Bree.
God, look, the poll is done, and there are people who think that humans have split tongues.
Well, I mean, yeah, I said yes, didn't you?
We'll go with that.
I mean, I feel okay. So, like, this is not my area of expertise. I feel like Bree, Peter, they all know more about this sort of thing than I do.
Yes, you should all help me the fuck out before he like starts looking for contact information.
But that's a good idea. Hold on.
No, it is not a good idea. Oh look, Ox is here. Ox, everyone loves Ox. He comes into every chat, filling it with hearts. Look, he's doing it now. Let's totally forget about this other dumbass idea we just had. You just had.
I mean, whenever you got to go to, oh hey, Ox, let's do what he's doing. You know that the stream's just gone off the rails.
Ox is filling
I love
the
you, Ox.
chat with hearts and love. It is a beautiful thing,
That's what Ox be doing.
and we should all pay attention to that. Where's Bray? And also Peter, you're more than welcome to jump in.
Yeah, hold on. Let me. Okay, both of you check your Discord. Where am I? Here we
To
are.
show you these events and these interactions literally happen in real time in actual photos using CMOS. Right? That's metal oxide silicates, complementary metal oxide silicates.
Dude, it
And
doesn't
they
matter
pick
what
up all of these
CMOS
frequencies
stands
of light, and they don't
for. CMOS is a type of technology that they can't.
interfere with them. All they do is receive them. So it's not like we're having the observer effect where it changes things. No, we're just looking at what is actually happening by the excitation, which is the frequency that's hitting
What
these
you talking
particular
about?
He's so he's talking about, as it were, nothing. Now, like I gotta say though, that last like 30 seconds, that was full Ken Wheeler. Like he was dropping the hot nonsense like nobody's business.
CMOS. Very, very excellent photographic illumination. And it's right from a smartphone. These ones I'm going to show you are from a smartphone. All right, this is from some research I did with Rod Warren. He
How
did the actual
utterly
experiments,
correct.
and I worked on it. It's into itself, and when it
No,
does,
it
it
is
squirts
very
like
lovely
squirting
research.
out of that tip of a hose.
I put
But
in
everything
random
in front of it
bullshit.
is particles,
Google
and every
search and
particle has
hit
Right?
the image button. It's my
No.
research.
Utterly impossible.
a magnetic field surrounding it. It's just like a little bar magnet. And here's what they look like as actual particles by themselves, right here. That's these light particles.
I want to be totally clear. It occurs a lot in science that we take images and then give them false colors in order to accentuate
Yes.
features on the images.
Yes.
That is
That is the thing.
ubiquitous. That is ubiquitous not only in science but also in photography and in all visual media.
I mean, yeah, because it helps the layperson better understand what they're seeing. Sure.
It helps everyone better understand what they're seeing. Like when I'm looking at a thing, I need to be able to translate this picture that I'm looking at into some idea of like what the data is.
Mhm,
And if all I'm looking at is gray versus slightly less gray, that's helpful. Like that's
Sure.
what we got going on over here, and that's
Okay.
helpful.
It's
But
helpful.
but colors can magnify it. I mean, I've spent hours in the past in my life working solely on a thing that I could, on like a little function that would display a two-dimensional matrix of data in exactly the way that is going to be most helpful for me to just press a button, have it render the data, and I can look at it and then go on and do my thing. Because guess what? I look at a lot of things like that.
Sure.
And that doesn't mean that the thing is the glowy with the green and the purples and the he has no idea what he's talking about.
But no, I mean, it's totally alienized.
It's
And they create those waves. And it's because the magnetic field's way out here.
physical pain.
You see it? Hitting the little particles in front of it.
No, I don't. I don't see the magnetic fields hitting the little particles.
So it's pulsing, boom, boom, boom. That's the particle that's actually interacting with all the other particles in the air. Now, when we look at that actual particle by itself, here's what happens. Let me turn the light off. Sometimes it gets a little better. This
What the hell are we looking at?
He doesn't know.
What is this? What
is where the light is coming in.
it looks like
Where
a
the
These
light
are
is coming in.
neutrinos. They're not really light
Neutrinos.
as far as photons go.
That's where the light
They're-
comes in from
Because
neutrinos.
they're not just light
Oh man.
Yeah.
particles. They're sort of
You know how often neutrinos make little bits of the light? Anyway.
accelerating. They're starting to gain mass. Up here you have light. Up here is light, but it hasn't gained any mass, so you don't see it as a neutrino. It doesn't have that advanced
Ah,
energetic value. These are starting to get energized because of the back push.
the back push is energizing them, Maya. I don't know what's pushing against what.
Well, up
Why
here
is
we
the
can see it.
neutrino
This
with
is
the mass?
directly in line.
I
With the
don't
Ventura. You see
remember
that?
this from
What is?
any science class.
No, me neither. What is happening? I'm so scared.
This is a Ventura, and what that does is it crushes the particle. So
It's a
that it
what?
has to come. These are starting to get energized because of the back push. Way up here we can see it. This is directly in line with the Ventura. You see that?
The Venturi. I can't remember what the Venturi refers to.
I'll just believe you because I actually like everybody that I'm seeing. But gotta give this guy the hairy eyeball. I'm sorry.
Right? Like I'm pressing X to doubt as hard as I can.
This is a Ventura, and what that does is it crushes the particle so that it has to come crush inside here, and it's so finely tuned that only the white particle is allowed out. The black particles just go around.
Racist,
I'm just saying.
They can't get.
right? I mean,
I don't know. Very American of them.
right? They're letting the white ones in, but all the black ones got to go out and like wait for I don't know.
So we gotta give these white ones and black ones civil rights or something.
Through the Venturi. Here there's dividing. We can't really see the separation all that well, but you can see the backflow. This is pushed back.
I see no backflow. I don't know what are you talking about.
Apparently we're hosting the party.
There's a line. What's happening?
I said apparently we're hosting the party.
Yeah, I have some. Crap.
It's you may want to bring Tylenol for this party.
It's
Spooky
super
swears there's logic in here somewhere.
Well,
Not
Spooky.
I'm still not
Spooky is a
convinced.
liar. Yes. And Stephanie is also absolutely right. Photons are totally massless until they become neutrinos or something, apparently. I have
And
no
then
idea.
and then they turn racist and start kicking out the black ones.
Yeah, although, is there such thing as a black photon or a white photon?
According to who? Whom? Because
Uh,
he's saying that stuff. These are definitely words.
Allegedly.
And I could show that as well, and I will.
He's going to show it. He's going to show us the backflow.
All right, I said I could, so I will. Hold on. You see this? This
This is the backflow, you guys.
Just both actions at the same time. This one here is being pulled forward due to the restriction at the Venturi.
The
The
restriction
black particles
of
are
the
staying
Venturi.
away from
Now,
the
I don't
light.
know what this is, okay? But
What is that?
It looks like a laser being pointed into a camera. I
don't go through it.
No, hold on. Guys, I know what it is.
Is it aliens?
No,
C.
I-
Aliens. Final answer.
I have Sauron.
Oh,
Lord of the Rings.
that was not on my bingo card.
It's okay. I run bingo, so.
You do. Oh, hey,
single
Miss
black and
Honor.
white.
We have to stop and say hi to Bree.
Hey!
Hi.
Lovely Bree. Thank
Hello.
you.
Yes,
What's
I'm
going
here.
on?
Hi.
Have you been screaming at people?
No, I've been nice. I'm always nice.
No, your
just,
voice sounds like
I-
it's cracking.
I like equality and all that good stuff. So
Equanimity
some
is
people don't like
equanimity.
that.
This is
I'm forgetting
America,
words.
Bree. Like,
Equality is cool, as is equity.
Fine, right over here. So they must be hanging around over here, the black ones, all by themselves. Normally they'd be attached, and I will show you that. Now, because of this acceleration, all of these particles that are laying around in front of this wave as it comes through have to get out of the way. They become excited. That's why they glow like that. You see all these little particles glowing?
to be fair, particles do tend to glow when they become excited, and that is actually, we talk about ground states and excited states of particles all the time.
Those are
So clearly, Roger is a physicist.
gases that are in the air.
They emit photons. It's different. It's like he's confusing. Like the particles glow. No, has he ever seen a Feynman diagram? Jesus Christ! No, there's this little thing comes in here, then another little thing comes in here. They go bing, and then there's a little thing, and then two things come out here. And sometimes
Yep.
it's one thing comes in and smacks into something, and two things come out. I mean, it's like, have you never seen a Feynman diagram? The matter particles and the photons are. It's not how this works. The glow is, those are literally photons. They're light. They're not matter. They're fucking photons. Massless things.
Yeah, no.
Fucking Jesus, pick up a book.
The level of
Reverse.
I mean,
And
I have no idea what's on the screen right now, other than it probably involves a laser with a camera.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out.
I'm guessing it's a laser hitting something. That's why you see hitting a crystalline structure. That would be my guess.
It looks to me vaguely like a laser clipping a mirror, which is why you would have all of these like sort of vaguely crescent-shaped things here.
I'm
that
sure
reflect into
Sabine
the
will
camera.
explain it.
I think
He just pulled up his research, which is like a Google search of abject bullshit.
Yeah, no. See, we don't actually. So he just spends the next however much on his own BS, and then if we skip here,
And this is part of his bullshit, though.
Okay,
Like,
so
I'm sorry,
let's-
his research.
we just skip like 10 minutes
Themselves.
of
That is what creates energy.
of his research, right?
All right, and stop talking and greet Leo, because I hate it when people come into other people's chats and are just like hanging out for 10 minutes before people recognize them. It's very
Hello,
rude.
Leo.
And I don't agree with Leo and everything, but he deserves a hi and hello.
Hi, where'd Bree go?
I don't know. I don't know if she was having internet issues or what, but she just went blank.
I didn't mean it, Bree. I don't think you're evil, really.
I'm sure that's the problem, Stephanie.
All right, Leo, we're trying to figure out what this is. Care to wager, I guess.
Well, considering who it comes from, I mean, we might need to call in Deepak Chopra on this one. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the guru might be the last resort. Yeah.
Field against field is energy. You see this? This is a fun
What is this? This is a video of him
Yes.
recording himself,
field.
Yes.
pointing onto a screen.
Yes.
With a feather. With a feather.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This is ridiculous. Oh.
You see this? This is a Feynman diagram. He's one of the biggest big shots in physics, and they can't explain these particles, and Feynman can't either.
Wait, he just
What?
said they can't
What?
explain these
Feynman
particles.
can't either. The guy who literally invented, got a fucking Nobel Prize for inventing the field of, what is it, quantum
Electrodynamics.
quantum
Yeah.
electrodynamics.
Feynman, Julian
Yeah.
Schwinger, and who was the other guy with the Japanese name? I can't.
Tasinga or something like that?
Yeah, like Tominga, to something
Yeah,
like
I
that. It
can't-
sounds bad, but it was definitely Japanese. But like, what does he
don't
mean
know
that nobody
shit.
knows what these means? I can tell you what these lines mean just by seeing the shape, like the squiggly. Is that a green? It looks like green. The squiggly one there off to the right, I'm pretty sure that's
Yeah,
a
it's
gluon.
green.
That looks like the gluon symbol. The one in the middle, I believe, is a photon, just a simple wave. The other ones, I don't know what those are. I would need symbols, but those are. Do they
So
call
if
those the incident particles?
I literally opened up my quantum field theory textbook to a random page, and guess what we've got? This is a
I'm
more
sorry,
direct
here.
schematic, but that's a
Great.
Feynman diagram in more concrete sort of language. And then like if I just turn a few pages here, yep, there's a diagram. You know what these mean?
No.
This diagram equals all this math.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
the diagram is a shorthand way of expressing a mathematical expression. And there are specific rules, and it's brilliant, okay? It won him the Nobel Prize for a reason.
Are the equations considered equations of state or not?
I would call them equations of motion more than I would equations
Okay.
of state.
Okay,
It's
I got you.
because Feynman was an incredibly acute visual thinker. Yes, he was a good mathematician, really brilliant mathematician, but he got to his math through visualizing this stuff.
Yeah, he was a much more intuitive
so that's
thinker.
where they came from. They're literally shorthand, and it's an. I did not take any physics in college, but it is literally an exercise. Show me the math that this Feynman diagram represents is an exercise in physics, which I don't imagine that this gentleman has ever gone through because he's talking out of his ASS.
Yeah, there's literally it's like a 1 over p mu nu minus m something whatever for this thing, and then you have a vertex and you multiply it times another thing, and then you have and you just multiply them all together, and then you compute an integral, and it's crazy. Anyway,
But they call it quantum
it
field
is
theory.
fair.
They can't explain
I was just going to say, I have a really pressing question I need to ask Tapioca because I haven't read a book in quantum field theory in probably 3 years, and even when I did, I understood maybe like 10% of it. Anyway, Feynman diagrams, they're not represented by either a Hamiltonian or a Lagrangian, are they? Is it something different?
no, I would say they are represented generally by Lagrangian.
Okay.
The path
I
integral
was thinking so,
formulation-
but I couldn't remember.
Yeah, no, the path integral formulation of so here we've got the Biddon-Noether theorem, and
Yep.
it's got but
If Emmy Noether isn't your favorite mathematician, you're doing something wrong.
completely agree, 10 out of 10, maybe Euler, but yeah,
Maybe.
mathematical physicist, hands down though.
Yeah,
But yeah, you got a Lagrangian there, and then probably in the next few pages it'll show up
Yeah.
in integral because you have e to the I action and
Yep.
you do stuff.
Yep.
I'm trying to
But
I'm trying to look at the particle interaction. So you have
Oh wait, for Dr. Tapioca Weasel.
electron coming in. That's an electron coming in, and another electron.
An electronic
going out.
positron.
that's a
And
positron. That's a
positron.
positron.
Okay, and
a positron,
which
they're both coming in. They're both coming in. What you see here, the arrow is because that is the lepton charge movement.
Right.
A positron has negative lepton number. Time on this axis, as you can see here, is moving to the right. So you start here early time and it goes to late time. And so you've got the electron and you've got the positron both moving in, and the arrows represent the conservation of lepton number, and they annihilate into a gamma ray.
into a gamma ray, which is light. That's a photon. Gamma ray, it's a ray. It's a photon.
Which looks like it turns into two quarks, and then one of them emits a gluon.
That
Or
is
a quark-antiquark pair.
Yeah.
Yeah, the antiquark emits a
Emitting
gluon.
Yeah.
And I have precisely 0 formal training in quantum chromodynamics. I've literally never even done.
Be
I've done
thankful.
like 3 or 4.
I've
Right?
taken a physics course since high school, and I don't, but I read.
I tried to read like a 460 something page PDF in quantum chromodynamics specifically. I got to the 3rd page and I was like, maybe in a few years, but not right now.
Oh man, yeah, no, it's real tough. It's
It
tough
is.
stuff.
It is not easy stuff.
It's. I mean, so I was listening to Sean Carroll, the other, who, by the way, if you just want a person to just listen to and get all of your understanding from physics from just one person on the planet, Sean Carroll's not a bad choice.
Yeah. The other one that I would say that I honestly wouldn't say is as good, even though they're probably a more prominent physicist, would be Leonard Susskind.
Yeah.
Susskind is great, but he's very, very, very technical.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Susskind is technical. Susskind is technical.
He's extremely personable, and his lectures are engaging. But God, if you don't know the math, it's like, well, you don't know the math, so fuck off.
I wonder where exactly which is he at Stanford?
Yeah, I believe. I don't know if he's emeritus yet or not.
He's
honestly.
emeritus,
Is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what his affiliation is at all, Stephanie, if anything, with the
Well, he's still,
Institute for Theoretical Physics there?
Well, so
Yeah,
okay.
he's an emeritus professor, and he's still lectures. He's very
Okay.
prolifically.
Yeah, you work there, don't you?
I do. I'm a postdoc at Stanford as a physicist, and I don't know exactly where Leonard Susskind works because, one, I'm an experimentalist, so there's that, and also it's a.
Oh, that explains it. Because I think most of what he does is in the Stanford Institute for Theoretical Physics.
I don't even know where that would be located.
Yeah, either.
Entertaining.
But they call it quantum field theory. I can't understand what's being given off. Let me show you what Feynman. Well, let me show you what they have to say at Yale, because I've taken courses virtually everywhere just to see what they have to say, not necessarily because I'm trying to learn a lot. I would if I could get something out of it. But the first words out of Professor Shankar's mouth was, "Nobody understands physics," which they don't. because they can't get down to the particle nature of photons being this dark muon and electron neutrino.
Pause.
Those are the only two particles that exist.
Can we pause here? Because the problem is fundamental physics doesn't use particle descriptions. You can, anything that I say that you don't think is accurate, Tapioca, jump in. But as I understand it, fundamental physics doesn't use particle models. It can reproduce them, but it uses field models. And from these field models can rebuild particle states, as far as I understand it.
Yeah, which is a fundamental misunderstanding on this gentleman's part, because he's talking about, well, quantum field theory, blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, the fundamental idea of quantum field theory is that they're fields.
Yeah.
And you were talking. It's not. We like to talk about particles and waves, and we need to think about that conceptually because we observe that. That's what we observe. We don't observe the fields. The theoretical part is the fields. That what we are able to see is the way particles interact. In multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar experiments like at CERN and shit. So that's what we see, but the theory built around all of that is how do these emergent properties come from the idea of a field?
Yes.
And so somebody who's thinking this shallowly is a danger. It's just he's putting this bullshit out there, and most people haven't kept up with the state of the art, don't know what he's talking about, so he can say any bullshit he likes because he's speaking to an ignorant audience that's not willing to do the
Right.
work.
People are going to gravitate towards things that they can follow, and what he's saying on some level is understandable to them. But like Neil deGrasse Tyson says, science is under no obligation to make sense to you.
Fields are the much more, they're the sort of most fundamental object in modern physics. Particles are excitations of a field. And for the audience, a field, at least a classical field, this gets slightly more nuanced when you start quantizing them, but a field is just a thing that has a value at every point in space.
Some non-zero value at every point in space. Yep.
What it can have, well, it can be zero too, but yeah.
Well, classically, yeah. I suppose you did specify classical. That went straight through.
No, but yeah, so you can, I think, have singularities. They don't break the concept, but they are isolated and countable, I would imagine, because of the nature of singularities.
I was just going to say quickly, one way that I like to introduce, and obviously this doesn't really fully capture it in physics, but intuitively, what I like to do is start with the notion of temperature in a room, how at every defined point in the room, you can associate some non-zero, if we set zero to be absolute zero, there will be some non-zero value at every single one of those points. You could sort of say that the temperature is a field over that room, which defines the magnitude of the mean molecular energy at any defined point in that room. And then sort of you can work from that notion and start to classical field theory, quantum field theory in more of an intuitive sense, and sort of build up that notion of how physicists define how things happen at points in a field.
But honestly, at the end of the day, the way physicists actually define things is best expressed by the math. Because that's how we're defining it.
Mm-hmm. Equations of motion containing dynamical variables which characterize degrees of freedom of a physical system.
And who doesn't love math?
That's what I like to say.
So let's see what he has to say in the physics course. You see here, I come up on my channel to search under Yale quantum physics, and of course all the things I've ever searched.
That's also how I got my education. I Googled the Yale quantum physics.
Wait, I know exactly who he's going for right now. I guarantee you I know exactly who he's going for.
Maya, you gotta get monetized. I can't gift subs and stuff. But I'm gonna put this into queue. If Leo gets this prediction correct, I'm gonna gift 5 subs to Maya when she gets monetized. All right.
I can't think of his first name. I cannot think of his first name, but his last name is Shankar. God, what is it? It's
he's already cited that guy. So
he already has mentioned.
And the quantum physics, and you can search. I have quantum courses virtually everywhere. Now, this is the guy right here, Professor Shankar. Nice guy.
Ramamurthy. There you go.
And this goes back 11, 12 years ago, actually. And this is about quantum physics.
Yep.
All right, wait a second.
That's him.
There you go.
Wow.
I didn't recognize that guy by I've never actually been to Stanford though. Or not Stanford.
Well, he's got 2 courses that are on through the Yale courses YouTube page. One on they're both basic physics course. One in Newtonian physics, and then the other one's in classical electricity and magnetism at the undergraduate level. And I've watched both of them, so I know who Ramamurthy Shankar is. So he's got a book, Principles of Quantum Mechanics, that I've heard is actually a really good book.
I was just looking for it. I'm pretty sure I own it, but I couldn't see it in the 7 seconds I was over at my bookshelf.
To the end of the
Too many books, huh?
Yeah, you want to see them sometime?
Yeah,
I don't. We'll do that.
I'd love to take a look at your big thick books. All right, I'm gonna be quiet because I know my one.
Bad news and good news. The bad news is that it's a subject that's kind of hard to follow intuitively, and the good news is that nobody can follow it intuitively. Richard Feynman, one of the big figures in physics, used to say no one understands quantum mechanics. So
that is both fundamentally true and misleading.
Yep.
I think Leo knows what I mean.
Well, Shankar said it right there. This is going to be a difficult course to follow intuitively. In fact, I'd say nobody can follow it intuitively. When Richard Feynman says nobody understands quantum mechanics, what he meant is nobody has an intuitive understanding of what the physics is telling us. It does not align with our intuitions. Can we use it to make accurate predictions? Yes. The single most accurate prediction humans have ever made, which I believe is a measure of the magnetic... It's one of the moments of the electron. Is it the electric dipole moment?
The electric dipole moment is consistent with 0, and my advisor Jun Yi and Eric Cornell, they have published the second most stringent bound on that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also, that's not the, I wouldn't say that's the most, although it's at 10 to the negative 29, almost negative 30 decimal place, but I would say G minus 2 would be perhaps more, G minus 2.
Yes.
in some sense, the pressure is off for you guys because I don't get it and you don't get it and Feynman doesn't get it. The point is, here's my goal. Right now, I'm the only one who doesn't understand quantum mechanics. In about 7 days, all of you will be unable to understand quantum mechanics. Then you can go back and spread your ignorance everywhere else. That's the only legacy a pizza can
that's beautiful.
No, he's a nice guy. He realizes that the pressure is on these kids. They're never going to understand it because it doesn't make any sense. They don't understand what the particle nature is of these.
Being absolutely deliberately obtuse, this guy.
Oh, that
Jesus
was beautiful,
Christ.
though.
That was beautiful. It really was.
Oh, it is. It's absolutely beautiful, but the guy misses the point. You know, the
No,
point.
utterly. But that right there, what he did there was totally invoke. For example, this is a way of framing it. He totally invoked the not even wrong thing without doing it at all. Because right now, those students, they can't even be wrong about quantum mechanics. In a week, they'll be able to be wrong about it.
It's like you don't yet not understand quantum mechanics, but after a week of this course, you will not understand quantum mechanics. I promise you.
Where Mudfossil, he doesn't understand the idea of understanding. Like legitimately, he doesn't understand what it means to understand a topic.
He doesn't get the ontology.
He's confusing epistemology and ontology.
Yeah.
These particles.
Shovel on.
Anyway, I've shown it hundreds of times, and I'm glad to show it again. If you haven't seen it today, well, I don't know, maybe I didn't show it today, but I probably have.
Oh my god, hold on. I'm sorry. Peter just pulled up a random Mudfossil video, and Roger was claiming that... bring it back up.
Sorry. I didn't mean to click.
Yeah, sorry. I've got a lot of streams. So, pull up a random Mudfossil video, Peter did, and Roger was claiming that the moon was the end of a ripped tendon.
Yeah.
This is a guy, he thinks the entire world, he thinks it's made out of meat.
And if you don't understand what it is, the dark and the light can get glowy and big and puffy, and the dark particle never changes. And that's exactly what it says at Fermilab. Where it is right here. Hold on. Here it is right here. This is the same particles, and this goes back 10 years almost.
Look at the fucking tabs. Oh my fucking god!
Right.
How did he know? How did he know exactly which one to go to? Though
That's
the
what I'm
fucked
saying,
up
though.
part.
Hold on. Did he do that? Did he actually just click the tab? Because
Yes. No, he did not. He did not sit there and scroll through and.
Not gonna lie, that is impressive. That
That's
shows
your talent.
a mind at a certain level of organization.
What it says
He might
at
spew a bunch
Fermilab.
of bullshit, but at least all his bullshit's organized.
All right.
He could figure all that out.
This is the same particles, and this goes.
He had to shift one over, but still, well done.
There's only one over. You
Right. He could do all of that, but he can't figure out how to do a screen share. What do you
Roger don't care. Roger don't give a shit.
I mean, do you know how much harder it is to blah 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 blah? You're holding a camera.
I still can't get over instead of you're saying, Maya, instead of just sharing his screen,
Right.
he's recording.
Oh my god.
I just can't.
No.
Where's my
This
face?
is how he always does it.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean he's seriously over here where's my feather?
He always uses a feather.
Yeah.
Right now.
Oh,
he's
there's
using
worse
his
things
hand.
he could be using.
I mean, you're not wrong. And honestly, actually, in terms of keeping your screen safe, there's not many better things you could be using.
Yeah. Other than like a legitimate.
I mean, unless he's just really trying to show off his strong organizational skills, which, because like when you do the screen share, you can't see the tabs. Like, I just don't understand. Like, nobody has ever said, dude, I can make this so much easier for you.
Should we count how many there are? Hold on.
I don't think we have
1, 2,
time.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Let's
10, 11,
move
12,
over
13,
the
14,
top.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21,
Now,
22,
though,
23,
he'll get irate.
24, 25, 26,
Well,
27,
he has
28,
an
29, 30,
OCD
31,
tirade,
32,
just like,
33,
look
34,
You gotta let
35,
him
36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45,
No, it's like that South Park episode where if you start singing the song,
Oh,
they
yeah,
come and
I'm
finish it.
sailing along.
It's like that's
He,
what,
like, he just
that's
has
what-
to finish
that's
it.
what's like happening with Leo and the counting of the tabs, and we're just gonna let it happen.
So, yeah, just let it happen.
I counted roughly 92. So somewhere I would say between 90 and 94 fucking tabs.
Oh, I did not want to know that. I
There
really
are-
thought you were going to be
hold
like
on.
40.
Yeah, there are 92 tabs here. Are you
Wow.
kidding me?
And he can zero
Yeah.
in on
I have to
anyone
ask the
within
chat,
one
chat.
tab. That is a skill.
We need Titan Uranus to fact check me because we all know that motherfucker will count them too.
Oh,
And I tried to contact with Don Lincoln about this, and anyway, there's a black one. He says exactly the same thing I say. It just never changes. It's just a big black ball. It's just a slammer, and that one goes up and big and small.
it's a
Here's what
slam.
it is right here. In summary, the extended particles, the black one, is a fixed size, never changes. It might have a fuzzy edge, that's the color. The point-like particles are mathematical extractions. Zero size only can get big or small. Even the zero-size particles have extended field due to the effect of the field surrounding them.
Okay, so most of what he just
Wait
said.
a minute. Let's read what that paragraph actually says. In summary, extended particles have a fixed size,
I don't actually
although
know
they
what that
may have a
means.
fuzzy edge. Point-like particles are mathematical abstractions with zero size. In the middle of reading that,
Okay.
he goes, yes, and they can be big or small. But what?
I mean, I do have comments on particles and like their quote-unquote size, but it's much more probably philosophical because I'm a bundle
Leo.
theorist. So
Also,
Leo, all I'm going to say about this is size matters.
Size matters. Leo, you got to play it up, you know. Hey, it's hard having a big dick. You know how many girls it scares away?
Well, look, no. This is a document from the U.S. Department of Energy. So what we're talking about here is big dick energy, obviously.
yeah, I got Stephanie. That's so good. Oh, you killed Tapioca with that one. Oh my god.
I agree 100%. 100%. And there's more over here about the...
Of course, you don't know what
Here's
the fuck you're
Dirac.
talking
And
about.
this is also from Fermi-Lab, the Dirac and Majorana neutrinos. Just
Oh lord.
okay,
Yeah.
Leo,
God.
you need to understand, and Stephanie, but I feel like this is going to especially piss off Leo. He pronounces Dirac or
Yes.
any reasonable variation of that as Dirac.
Okay.
Dirac.
Dirac and this is also from
Oh, for fuck's
Fermi-Lab, the
sake.
Dirac and Majorana neutrinos. This is Don Lincoln again. And we
Wait,
had
no,
another one
what
here
did he just?
somewhere.
Majorana?
Wait.
Quantum
He
foam,
didn't even say
same thing.
Majorana. He
This
said
is all-
Majorana.
And there's more over here about the...
I'm going to
How
tell
many-
you
how
how
many
I
substances-
and most physicists that I know pronounce that word. And you need to keep that in
Dirac.
mind before you criticize it, like how you criticize how we pronounce Fourier, okay? Which, yes, should be Fourier, but
Foyer.
still.
Foyer. It's a foyer. Everybody knows that.
I
There we
understand
go.
American scientists are American and white
It-
and uncultured.
It's also not. That's French too. Germans will do the same thing. It's fine.
Yeah, but then Americans do the same things to German names.
The way we pronounce it is Majorana.
Majorana?
Yeah.
Like more of an H sound or a Y sound
More
on
of
the
a
J.
Y
something.
sound. It's
Okay,
much more of a
okay.
Y sound than it's.
See, I always wondered about that. I wondered.
I pronounce it Majorana.
Majorana? Okay, I'm going to start. I trust you. You're the one with the fucking PhD. So I'm going to start saying it that way.
You know,
I'm not supposed you.
Here's Dirac. And this is also from Fermi-Lab, the Dirac and Majorana neutrinos. This is Don Lincoln again. And he had another one here somewhere. Quantum foam, same thing. The universe is filled with these particles of light. They're light. He says empty space isn't empty. Where is it? Right here. Empty space isn't empty. It's saturated. Just like the foam in a root beer. The subatomic
Hear that,
particles are
guys?
real.
Spice is root beer.
So any idiot that can go down to the A&W root beer stand can understand quantum physics.
It's like root
Am I-
beer, don't you know?
Am I like accidentally committing genocide if I burp? Like, what are the
I think
ethical
so.
consequences of root beer being the fundamental basis of all of reality, you guys?
Well, look, root beer is the best soda ever made. Jesus loves root beer. That's why it's the fundamental of reality. I feel like
Measurable impact on our universe. And that's they don't account for this. It obviously slows light down when light is coming through the non.
So that's actually not a thing I've ever heard about, but I can totally believe that is a real phenomenon in some plausible way of interpreting what he just said. I can imagine that as a photon propagates through the vacuum of space, its interactions via the Feynman diagrams, for example, with all of the other virtual particles in its pathway cause some sort of, not slowing, but, effect, some sort of delay.
The elongation of its trajectory?
Yeah, I feel like there's probably a name for that. I just
call it the elongation of its trajectory. It takes a longer path as a result of the interactions which take up time.
Yeah,
but
The vacuum of
to the
space is
photon itself-
saturated.
But to the photon itself, there is no time.
Of course.
I've always, and I like that's still like a bit of a mind bender for me.
Totally.
And when you're moving as fast as possible through space, you're not moving at all through time, and when you're not moving at all through space, you're moving at the speed of light through time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's fucking weird. Like right now, you're
It's
sitting still,
saturated.
at least relative to your chair, and at least relative to your chair, you're moving through time at the speed of light. That's fucked up. Think about that.
But the fundamental of special relativity is the speed of light is constant, regardless of the speed within its own frame of reference. So if you are a photon within your own frame of reference, the speed of light is the same.
Well, if you're
That's
a
why
photon,
that's why time
doesn't-
ceases to exist for you.
if you're a photon, there like everything in the direction that you're going gets length contracted to 0 to where you are. You exist sort of simultaneously, and time doesn't pass. There is no change from before the photon existed to after the photon existed, as far as I can tell. But this is not an issue that I've thought about like deeply. And I think personally, and this might be because I do quantum physics and not relativistic physics, but I think special relativity is more confusing and mind-bendy than quantum mechanics is a lot of the time.
I think just relativity in general is that way.
Yeah, I agree. I almost feel like it becomes a little bit more straightforward in general, but
I mean, if you think like a general
I haven't
relativity
studied
course,
I haven't
yeah,
actually studied it though.
a general relativity course requires differential geometry, multilinear algebra, multivariate calculus, including vector analysis and tensor analysis. There's analytic mechanics, nonlinear dynamics, and what's an undergraduate quantum mechanics course? Nothing but really just like applied basic linear algebra. Maybe a little bit of calculus in like a second semester course when you start actually like working with the equations and the variation, and so that's where the calculus comes in. But
with particles, and they don't even consider that.
The metaphysical differences are.
What else I got here? Black holes are linked with dark matter. Anyway, there's a lot we have to go back into, just with what I'm showing. And this can be done very easily. This is not expensive research to do.
Right, hold on. Okay, well, where's his?
We can't
Here we
rely
are.
on the fact that.
Hold on, guys. This is some next level visual aid technology right here. I'm pretty sure this illustration here, to me, that looks like crayon. That's
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's crayon. All right.
Yeah.
Hold up, buckle up, folks. We're into some next level
It's dry
bullshit.
erase shit.
Oh man. Okay, we got the muon neutrino and the electron neutrino. At least he's using more or less the right thing there.
Can't accelerate light, and we can't rely on the fact that we can't get free energy. And I'm telling you right now, if we took a laser
Positive.
and put it through that,
So it's Roger at Mud Fossils. Now I want you to pay very close
looks like
attention
.com.
to the .com.
that literally, like, there's no
Oh my
mistake in it.
God.
Like, there really isn't any mistake in it. That looks like .com.
It does. And I'll further interject that Mud Fossil University, that would be MFU.
That's amazing.
MFU.com.
Guys, hold on. Is it possible that all of us are a victim to an epic r/whoosh? And
Maybe.
He's just
No,
controlling
no,
everybody?
I'm pretty sure he's the victim of that.
I think
fair.
sadly he's sincere.
Yeah, I think Maya's onto something there.
And I gotta ask, how many subbies does this guy have?
A lot.
Question.
Too many.
He's got like, doesn't he have like almost 300?
100
Holy fucking God!
176,000 subscribers.
I have
He has.
1,076 subscribers.
I have 185. Like what the
I have
fuck?
like 80.
This is
I have-
ridiculous.
Hold on. How many do I have?
What, like 43?
42.
No.
Can we go
Yeah,
to
Dr. T
YouTube-
has like
YouTube
no
University
videos, and he's
might
going to
not
surpass
be
me
the
in subs
smartest
very, very soon.
and surely,
How the fuck
and
is this-
increase its energetic value, and it could
Stupid ain't got no standards, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
be up to
A lot
200
of people
times
don't
or
really
even
care
more.
about Marxism either.
We
That's
should-
what does it for my channel. I mean, it is. Like, let's just be honest. It is.
I mean, you're not necessarily wrong.
Like, physicists are like, dude, I came here for the physics. I don't give a fuck about what this, like, old German dude said. Like, I don't care. What was his name? Like, Schrödinger or something? No, then I don't care.
You're not wrong. I have not particularly engaged with the more political stuff because It's also one of those things that happens when you spend a lot of time in academia. You pigeonhole yourself, and if you don't, then everybody thinks you're just obnoxious.
Be able to get
That's
free
what
energy.
people think of me.
We use some of that to keep the laser going, and the rest we can use to slam these electrons past a diode through a gate into our battery.
He's going to slam these electrodes at mudfossils.com, doing a lot of slamming.
Past a diode through a gate. Would somebody please look up what a diode is?
So it's like when you got to pass like a kidney stone, but with electricity.
A
right?
diode is a gate. Through the diode, through the gate.
Yeah, no, it's
I just wanted to say slam at mfu.com.
Boom, 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 boom. That's what would come through here. We'd absorb it down through this transition metal.
you know, I gotta say, and I didn't bring this up until just now for reasons of self-preservation mostly, but right before we started streaming, I got a call from my mom, and it's very possible she's been watching the stream the entire evening.
Oh no.
Oh no!
I'm sorry, Mrs. Tapioca Weasel.
I'm sorry. I'm glad your son is a successful physicist, though. I mean, he's got that going for him, right?
I apologize.
Hey, can you? Hey, Mom, can you help us? Like, tell him, make him make content. Like, yeah, make him make content.
Device, which is these thin film metals, and accept all that very brilliant energy into that battery. Once it gets in there, it can't come back because of the diode. And then we just use a little of it, keep the laser going, and then the rest we can run our motors or cars or whatever, house, heat, lights, anything.
You don't even have to be listening to the last 30 seconds of what he said to be like, this guy's totally talking about perpetual motion.
Yeah.
All right, now she's just going to make a couple last statements, and then we'll close up.
Hold up. Wait, are you doing a stream?
Yes. This was the guy I was just about to ask you to highlight this comment.
The whole time I was just like, I can just imagine my mother disapproving look at me, and I'm like, yeah, but I mean,
You have so much promise.
I'm sorry. They bullied me into it. I promise. They didn't tell me that other guy was going to be there. I didn't know.
Mommy, I swear, I swear I'm a good boy.
Hey, why don't we go back to the one where we were comparing you and Leo's dick sizes?
Oh my god.
Well, we might need to get Tapioca's mom in here on that one. She'd know.
Oh,
I used to change his diapers now.
Oh, we're back
And I'll
to
tell
the
you, sometimes it was a struggle to get them on. I had to roll it up there. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hi, Mom.
I'm just going to shut up.
I'm just gonna turn my camera off for my own dignity.
Okay, we're back to Sabine. Now, what's this guy?
Something
I gotta say, I did not expect. I did not expect this guy to pull it all back and bring it back together. Because he opened with Sabine and then just went off on some crazy tangent, and now we're back to Sabine. Like that is some solid, if not totally traditional story arc material, right?
Yeah, you're definitely a white physicist, aren't you?
You know what?
Sabine, is that her name? I'm sorry, I just like Sabina Hessenfelder.
He's got the accent down and everything.
Leo.
Well, he mentioned it earlier, so now I got to do it. It's obligatory now.
Fair.
Obligatory.
I don't get her fascination with modified gravity. Like I don't get how any cosmologist. I don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, she wants to be Carlo Rovelli, but she's not. You know, she doesn't have.
Yeah, but Carlo's got some good ideas, though.
He does have really good. I mean, he's
I don't even know who
like
that
a
is.
loop quantum gravity guy, and
Oh,
she
no,
just.
I wasn't talking about that, but yeah. I was talking about more his philosophy, his relational quantum mechanics. I do like that. I don't like loop quantum gravity, but that's for the same reason I don't like string theory, which is for the same reason I don't like supersymmetry, which is the same reason I don't like modified gravity, which is the same reason I'm not a fan of eternal inflation.
Which is
Which
to
is
say,
what?
how do you prove it?
Yeah, no, which is to say, show me the data. I love, and I know Tapioca's gonna. Stephanie's probably seen it. Maya may have as well. The one meme that says experimental evidence for string theory. It's like what is it, like chapter 12, experimental evidence for string theory, and then it just says there is no experimental evidence for string
theory. Yep. No,
which there isn't at all.
That's
Or
choice.
supersymmetry, as far as I know.
Because the one I've seen,
Well,
like
yeah,
somebody had to print that out and put it in a book.
That's partially because if you really want to test the theory, you have to get to a point where you're pouring so much energy into the experiment that the experiment itself turns into a black hole.
So far.
So far, as far as we know.
Yeah,
but,
when gravitational waves were first predicted, they did not think they were ever going to be able to measure them.
Correct.
Like I'm not going to throw string theory out because it has not yet done that.
Oh, I think it's just wrong. Like I just
Well,
think it's wrong. I just don't think that's at all how reality works. I just don't.
I don't spend a whole
I
lot
think
of time thinking
physicists
about
think
it.
it's pretty, so it must be correct, and I'm going to commit myself to that for the rest of my career.
Yeah.
Let her make these statements again because you may see them in a new light now. Here goes, a new light.
To add one final reason why you shouldn't trust the argument that faster than light travel is impossible is that we know our current theory of space-time, general relativity, can't be correct because it doesn't work together with quantum theory.
Our current understanding doesn't.
Yeah, I don't really like the way that was worded. General relativity is correct.
You can
General
only,
relativity, however, is incomplete. It's not incorrect, it's incomplete.
I think that this is one of these things where, like, it's a semantic argument, and depending on how you interpret the words, and there's a spectrum of validity in how people interpret words, even within this field. I might not necessarily put it that way, but I actually might put it that way.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that it's not put that way, just like when physicists say, oh, well, Newton wasn't correct. I mean, technically, yeah, he was. He just didn't get the full picture.
He was more correct than everything that came beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what Roger has to say about what Sabine, let's call her, is going to do here.
You know what, motherfucker? Keep it up. Keep it up.
Contra gravity. They have no idea why gravity even works. No idea whatsoever. They have no idea about the basic particles inside the atom itself.
I'm not going
Inside of protons.
If I keep doing it, I'm just making fun of her name, and I'm trying to heckle you.
Well,
Sabine. That was funny, though.
Sabine.
By the way, while we're talking about it, everybody should go check out Sabina Hassenfelder's channel, which is called Sabina Hassenfelder.
They're made out of two separate little particles, the black one and the white one, as simple as that. And you just keep adding them together at 1,823 little bits and pieces. That's called radioactivity.
Are they segregated
Now,
too?
There's a lot more to it than that, but that's enough to get you started.
Theory. This is why we need a theory of quantum gravity, and we still don't have one. We know, however.
I'm going to show you quantum gravity, then we're just going to call it quits for today. The Russians did this, and they showed it. The dark particles.
Oh, you know them Russians.
There it is in space. Where was it?
Is he going to show us a picture?
That's in space.
Oh, yeah.
This is a vacuum chamber. Vacuum chamber, I mean, there's no particles in there.
Is this quantum gravity? Are we looking at quantum gravity, you guys?
No gases, no nothing. Then
Quantum
they injected a bunch
gravitational
of
quantum oscillatory dispin spiralaccorometer or something like that.
Because of the capacitance of the flux field, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the
Yeah, flux field capacitance. Yep, that's exactly correct. And then the curl of the divergence of the way that it flows, that also, has a play in it. I'm literally just pulling a Witsit right now on Austin Witsit, just taking math terms. He said something in a debate. I'm really sorry to go off on this tangent, but this is just really fucking funny. He said something in a debate. I'm pretty sure Mark Reed was in a debate about like the electromagnetic field, and he was talking about how the field like wraps around or something like that. He was using some language where I was like, I know exactly why he's saying it this way. It's because he went to the Wikipedia page on electromagnetism, saw the word curl, and saw the phrase curl of the field, and then interpreted that as a literal curl, when that's not what that means. That's not at all what that means. That's not how that works. And it was strange because it was like, I guarantee you, that's exactly how his thought process worked. I see the word curl, so that means it's actually curling.
Anyone care to take on this question?
Oh,
So I actually don't watch as much of her as you might think, because physics is kind of my day job. So probably because it's a lot of don't be like that. I don't know.
Well, for me, it's because she holds to modified gravity, which I consider to be fringe. She also thinks that like all of particle physics is stupid people, just like is a bunch of dumb men just making up a bunch of particles that they wanted to invent so that they could become famous.
Wow.
And I just don't think that's what particle physics is.
Okay. It's an interesting take.
Particles with a little static on them, just like you get static on your clothes and they stick a nice white glow around the center. Now, it's still somewhat flat because the Earth has still got some sort of pull on it. Down at Earth, though,
wait, no,
all
is
you
that
would see
true,
is the
though?
white particles. You'd never see that. Just like
Is that true, Tapioca?
Gravity would
That
fly anything flat.
individual particles have a static electricity?
I guess. I mean, does an electron have static electricity? I would probably say yes.
Okay. That's why I'm asking. I really don't know if that's the thing.
It's like not. It's not a way I would think about it normally. But like the electron itself is the thing that makes something else have electricity. So does it have electricity?
You got a point.
So if static electricity just means an accumulation statically of electric charge, then yes. So.
Then that would make sense. Okay, all right, I get you.
But here, it can open itself up, and if you were way out in space, having almost no interaction with any other planets, you'd have a big round ball. That would turn into a nice round ball. And they did a lot of other research on this that I followed very carefully. This goes back to 2014, 2015, right in
They
there.
did a lot of research
And
on
they were quite
what
open with their
the-
research.
the
You could see all the
hole in the
particles
vacuum
swirling as they were interacting with each other. They did a nice job. And anyway, and the people on Earth freaked out. One guy locked himself in his office for 3 weeks. They were expecting to see squares line up where one particle pushes the other particle apart. Everybody pushes each other until it sets up this pattern of squares, blocks. And everybody owns its own little piece. But this happened. All the black went to the center. Black doesn't matter. It doesn't care about being on top of each other. That's the key. The black has no push against anybody else. It loves to be touched.
The problem
What?
with this guy's approach is that he uses terms like static electricity and uses them from the point of view of static electricity is something you can observe by petting your cat vigorously.
Yeah.
So the terms are almost made meaningless because he's not talking about what's really going on. He doesn't get beyond the simplest view, and he uses that simple view to explain very, very complex things. He's watching this shit,
Like Austin Whitsitt.
and he doesn't seem to want to he doesn't want to dig any deeper. His
Like
entire,
Robertson Jennings.
his entire project seems to be debunking or tearing down modern notions of particle physics and astrophysics and physics generally that people have won Nobel Prizes over, and saying, well, even the guy that won the Nobel Prize didn't understand everything about the universe, so therefore everything the guy said is garbage. But making stuff
this
up
is
out of
new.
whole cloth, and 100,000 people are lapping it up like it's fucking ice cream.
This video came out today.
This
By
is
the way.
disgusting.
Well, Sabina's video on the speed of light thing came out either today or yesterday.
All right, we've got 3 minutes,
That's
so
not against
we'll be here for
everybody.
another hour.
Yeah. I mean, I think this guy's mostly done, honestly.
That I don't know. But I can tell you what, it has no problem being right on top of each other, and the white ones hate each other. They will never touch each other.
The
If you
white
see them right
ones
next to
hate
each other,
each other, and
they're
they'll
close,
never
but
touch each
there's
other,
no
apparently.
mentality. They are not touching each other. It's hard to show you, but you can see they don't want to touch each other. They want to keep separated. These particles are, each one of them is a
Peter,
magnetic
I do
particle,
not know
and it has a
if
field around it.
I'd
So
be
you say,
shocked.
you say,
I'd be
look how
shocked if he
patterned
did.
they are. That's these Higgs fields.
I think he probably does, though.
They have a black and white particle together, and the white particle surrounds the black. That's the way I'm seeing this. And this, to me, I believe, is these Higgs fields coming at us. Now, this work, I think, was
There we
done.
go.
Well, I don't know.
What?
These Higgs fields, he doesn't even know what the hell a Higgs field is.
No, nobody believes that he
Just
knows
garbage. Just garbage. He's throwing out these terms as if they're meaningful, and he's absolutely mischaracterizing.
I guarantee you,
science.
if I said the same thing but added in the 2 extra names of the people who helped develop it, he wouldn't know what I was talking about. If I asked him about the Higgs mechanism, he'd probably wax poetic about shit he doesn't understand. But if I asked him about the Braut-Angelaire Higgs mechanism, he probably wouldn't know what I was talking about.
If you asked him about gray
No.
aliens, he'd probably know exactly what you're talking about.
Probably.
Not only that.
Well,
he
I was
wouldn't know-
abducted
he
back
wouldn't-
at 56.
He wouldn't know the reason that the Higgs field was necessary.
The interesting thing is that I don't think people realize that in like 50 or 60 years, a lot of the mathematical methods that theoretical physicists use today, like perturbation theory and renormalization, there's just for those that don't know, the first one would be the idea of starting with like a really, really simple situation and then slowly adding in all of the variables of the other things that like in the actual world also affect that system so that you slowly perturb the equations with the environmental variables, and then you slowly, as you add them in, approximate a more accurate solution to the real world situation. Perturbation theory. Renormalization is kind of like, hey, let's just arbitrarily ignore everything past these limits because that's what we want to do. Like that's literally like kind of what it is. Like let's just ignore everything past. Let's
gotta
draw this
say,
line and everything
when-
past this. Just don't worry about that.
When I learned about renormalization, it did not feel nearly that arbitrary.
It's not in the classes, but I still do think that
Yeah.
there's a lot of arbitrariness to it.
Coming together, and it almost looks like it's coming forward at us. And some of them in the back, in the wells, are also being concussed. These are the ones right at the tip that are concussing. See? They're all make 6-packs. It's very interesting stuff. And I'm having a good time looking into it, but I really don't have much resources, any more resources to do any more than we've done. And this goes back 4, 5 years, 6 years.
And for the record, it just ends. But
So can I clarify the point that I was making earlier?
Sure.
So one thing I should say is with renormalization, actually the cutoff point is where any extra terms actually reduce the accuracy of your measurements rather than add to the accuracy. So you get a point where like your accuracy goes up and then past that it starts to go back down. Well, that peak, draw a line, everything on the side of the peak that increases your accuracy, accept it. Everything that when it starts to decrease, don't just ignore that stuff. That's sort of kind of really loosely what renormalization is. But the point that I was getting at is that even the mathematical methods that we use these days, like, are largely abstract and developed by humans. Like renormalization isn't a thing in the world. It's a way that humans can develop ways of describing the world that allow for a meaningful sense of that. Because the big problem is we can't provide exact solutions to like most of physics. Like we cannot exactly solve the equations that describe most of the fundamentals of reality. reality. We can approximate solutions given some set of variables describing some given set of some situation that we're in, but we don't have it all figured out because we don't have the tools to figure it all out yet. And that's
Right.
really the big point, is that when it comes to things like physics, we don't have it all. One of the reasons we don't have a theory of quantum gravity, I would say, is because we haven't at least yet gotten to the mathematical methods that will help us deliver one of those and explicate it and describe it and be able to really unpack that and start to pull out of it a better description of reality. I think there will be a point where we get there, probably in my lifetime. I certainly think so. But that's the big thing when you listen to people like Mud Shovel, is you have to remember, humans not knowing everything does not in any way mean that humans don't know anything at all.
Right. Right.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like Tapioca
Tapioca-
took his camera off because my definition of renormalization embarrassed him. It made him embarrassed to be a physicist. I just apologize for that.
Might have been all
Tapioca.
the dick jokes. I don't know.